Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to Beginner Beauty Glow. I'm going to be doing a get ready with me per the usual. So normally I do start off with my eyes, which I am going to do my eyes today, but I'm not going to really do any eyeshadow. I want to do like another kind of special, not special, but a cat eye or a winged liner. But I'm going to be using a new product with that today. So since I'm not going to do eyeshadow, I figure I don't really need to start off with my eyes. I am going to start off with face primer today. So I'm going to use my Hard Candy Sweat on Lock primer. I've really been liking this primer. I really do feel like it helps keep my skin not so shiny and oily. I do like glowy, but I don't like shiny and oily. And I do feel like there is a fine line for the difference there. All right, so I'm just putting this on. But the one thing I will say is it's kind of hard to squeeze out of the tube. I don't know if that's just me or what, but I almost feel like I'm like squeezing it so hard it's going to kind of explode into my hands. Hopefully that doesn't actually happen though. But this is really the only thing that I'm going to do on my face. I am going to move on to my eyes after this, so. All right, I'm going to let that dry for just a second. Use my fan here. Excuse me. My allergies been horrible lately. I don't know about anybody else, but it has been horrible. Anyways, what did everybody do over the weekend? We did a trunk or treat yesterday. That was fun. Kids got some candy. And then after that, they went to a birthday party at a hotel, so they got to do a lot of swimming. That was a lot of fun. As you guys can probably tell, I do teeth gems. It's like a side business that I have doing teeth gems, and I obviously put them myself, and I had some fall off yesterday. I got to reapply those. So it looks a little funny right now with one tooth shining and the other one not. All right, let me move on. Okay. Since I'm going to do my wing liner, I'm going to put my primer on. I love the Urban Decay. I've been loving the Urban Decay primer. So I'm put a little bit of this on. I mainly just obviously put it in the area where I'm going to be putting my winged liner at, and then I kind of use my finger just to blend it in a little bit, because when it dries up, you don't want it to be all kind of cakey looking there. Put a tad bit more, just to make sure that I have that in the right area. Okay. All right. All right. Get this other eye done. I will say this primer is on the more expensive side, so if you guys have any suggestions on primers that are translucent when they dry, but affordable and, you know, good quality, let me know. That's pretty good. I'm gonna use my fan just to dry that. Okay. So I'm gonna start with my normal wing. Also, I went to a craft show the other weekend to try to sell some of my makeup brush holders. I actually didn't sell any makeup brush holders. I sold a couple other things, but this one I decided to keep for myself because I love this one. It says Classy Bougie Ratchet, just, you know, from the song. But I just think it's so cute. I love all the different colors and little things I have on here. I do make these and sell these, so if anyone is interested, let me know. I have this one as well, but I was running out of room in this one, so I thought, you know what, I didn't sell these. Let me just take another one for myself because this one was getting pretty packed. Okay. Get my handy dandy wing liner tool out. I love this thing. I'm just not good at the wing liner without this. So let me go ahead and this is what I've been using for my wing liner. I love this stuff. It's the Essence Lash Princess Liquid Liner in black, and it is waterproof. I started off using the NYX one. Not that. Where'd it go? Anyways, it was the NYX brand, which I have heard good things about, but the weird thing is the tip started drying out, and I barely even had a chance to use it. The tip started drying out, and I was storing it tip down because I was always told store it the tip down because otherwise if it's up it'll dry out. And I was storing it down and it still started drying out. So I had heard good things about this, and this is only $5. This has been working really, really well for me. So let me go ahead and start this. All right, so I got that one down. Let me go ahead and do the other side now. And my struggle is making these match. And I always feel like this side turns out better than the other side. I guess it's just, you know, the fact that I use my other hand better. I don't know, but let's see. See how I already did? I don't know. We will try to work with it though. Let me just clean my tool off here and put it away. Hopefully I won't need it again. But this thing definitely comes in handy. I mean, I don't know why, but it's just this line that I can never get correctly. From here, once I have these lines, I'm okay. So now that I have those, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. So I'm going to go ahead and connect a dot from here and then put it over here. Sorry. Connect the dot to the end of the wing is what I'm going to do. All right, so I have that done. Now the tricky part is to try to make this side match even more. So let me try this side. Okay. It's not terrible, right? I don't know anybody who can make these exactly, you know, matching on both sides. So, like they say, sisters, not twins. So, okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and kind of connect, you know, make a line from here over to that end. So, let me do that. And when I do this, I kind of have to, you know what, I'm going to, first before I do that, I'm going to dry, I'm going to use my fan and just dry these off just to make sure I don't smudge them. All right, I dried those off with my fan. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this. So what I do is I kind of pull my lash down, and sorry if you guys can't see this, but it's very hard with the hooded eyes. All right, that's pretty good. Let me do the other side. Okay, that's how we're looking so far. Sorry again if you guys couldn't see me what I was doing there. It's just tricky. I'm gonna dry these off with my fan. I'll be right back. Okay, so those are pretty dry now. Again, I love this stuff. I would definitely suggest giving it a try. It's waterproof, smudge proof. I mean, this stuff lasts me really good. I almost want to fix right there. I just noticed that. I just feel like it's not looking connected enough. Let me see. There. That tiny little line will make a huge difference for me. All right, you guys. So, we are not done with the wing liner yet because I have something special to add. I have the Urban Decay Moon Dust liner. It is a glitter liner. Super excited to use this. The color I got it in is Starfire. I couldn't decide because they honestly has so many gorgeous colors, but look at that glitter. It is so pretty. Yeah, but they had so many gorgeous colors in this. I couldn't decide, but and they're kind of, you know, more on the expensive side. I think this was like $25 or something like that. So I can only get one at a time, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this to my look. All right, look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. I'm just adding it to the top part of my wing coming out there. That's it. I already added some there, but I think that might actually be good. Let me dry that a little bit. And then I'll do the other eye. Sorry, I'm kind of doing this in steps and pausing parts of the video so it doesn't get too terribly long for you guys. Like instead of doing both eyes on camera, I'm kind of just doing one. All right, so that's probably pretty good. I almost want to add a little bit more maybe to the tip there. I'm trying not to cover the black part. I just want it to go right above the wing there. I don't want it to get too thick. Just dry that. Okay, so that side is done. I definitely want to get more colors of these, and how pretty would this be for the holidays, New Year's? Like, I think this would be really, really pretty. And like I said, they have so many gorgeous colors in these, I couldn't decide. You gotta have such a steady hand for these wings, and I don't have a very steady hand. I'm gonna like let that dry and then put a second layer on. All right, let me go ahead and put a second layer on. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to set this down. Oh, okay, I'm dropping stuff, sorry. Okay. That's good. That's so pretty. Okay, so I know it's a little hard to see in this lighting, but that is so gorgeous and sparkly. I almost thought about even adding a little shimmer to the inner corners of my eyes, or maybe I'll do that another time when I'm really, well, when I really have plans for the day. I'm not doing much today. But I thought that'd be pretty as well. But I love that. That is gorgeous. Can you imagine, like I said, for the holidays, it'd be so beautiful. All right, we will move on now. Okay. All right, we will move on to our face. I was gonna use this Essence Magic filter, but something's going on with this stuff. I don't, maybe it just needs a good shaking. I really like how this makes my skin look, but I will say it smells horrible. I wonder, it's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, it just smells horrible. I don't even know why I just smelled that. Try to mix it up a little bit here. All right. Put a little bit of this on my skin here, or on my, around my face. Okay, so I put a little bit of the Essence stuff around my face. I'm also going to add in my e.l.f. liquid or Halo Glow liquid filter with it, just to help give my skin a little bit of color as well. All right, because that shade was a little bit darker, obviously, than the Essence. That's why I'm doing that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. Blend, 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 blending that in. I hate to get it under my nose because I hate how this stuff smells. But don't want to look, need everything to match. I always make sure I go back to my hairline as close as I can. I absolutely love how glowy these products make my skin look. Okay. There we go. See how glowy? I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay. So the next thing we'll do our brows next. We'll go ahead and use the Wet n Wild Mega Stay. All right, so just put some of that in my brows, and then I also just go in with my finger and just kind of like flatten my brows down. Just like that. Nothing too crazy. Okay. That's how we're looking. Brows are done. Let's do some blush next. It has been a while since I used my Morphe Cheek Thrills blush, and it's in the shade After Party. Here's the shades. Thought this could go kind of good with it. Keep everything more of like a bronzy kind of look. So, I lied. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to do a bronzer first. And I completely forgot I got a new bronzer that I wanted to show you guys. I got this yesterday in the mail. It's from She Glam. And it's a bronzer. It's in the shade Terracotta. And I just thought it looked so gorgeous because it has like a little bit of shimmer in the bronzer. You're not going to be able to see it, I don't think, in this lighting. But I did test it on myself yesterday. So I don't know how much I'm going to need of this. So we're going to start off just like that, basically. And we'll go and blend that and then see how we look after that. Okay, so I'm blending those in. I think I did just the right amount for what I prefer. I think that's good. That is really pretty. I like that. Okay, now we can do blush. So back to the cheek thrills. I think I'm going to start off with, see, because it has like it has like the cream, the powder, and then I don't know what the top one. I think these are creams and then this one's a powder, I believe. So let me go ahead and get a brush for this and kind of clean off my brush a little bit. Just I'm trying not to mix shades too much of what I used before. I really love this thing. I got this from Amazon and it kind of cleans your brushes in between, you know, a little bit more in between when you actually go in and wash your brushes. It helps, you know, just to keep them a little more clean in between the actual cleanings, if I'm making sense. This is what it looks like. I like that thing. Okay, let's do blush. And I think I'm going to just use the powder one at the bottom, and then maybe I'll apply the cream one in the middle after. Okay. I don't know why, but I'm always so heavy-handed on my blush, and it's not intentional. There's the blush. All right, so I do want to add a little bit of the middle as well, just to get the glowy in there. Okay. Hopefully that's not too much, but I do like it. I love this. I love this blush right here. Okay. That's good. We'll do highlighter next. I'm going to use my NYX Buttermelt highlighter, and it's in the shade Glaze It, but it's like a goldish, bronzy hue to it. And I don't know why these things are so hard to open, but that's how that looks. So I'm going to just use my finger just to put a little bit on my nose, down the bridge of my nose, tip of my nose. I'm probably not going to do my Cupid's bow like I love to normally do. I might do right here. I like to put it right here as well. And then I'll put a tiny bit on my cheeks. And I just use my finger for it. For me, I just like how it applies more that way. All right, so do that. That's how we're looking, you guys. I do a very little, if any, here on my cheeks. That's pretty. Okay. Okay. I like that. All right, we're going to do some setting spray now. I'm going to use my Hard Candy Glow Unlock setting spray. One of my favorites. Gotta shake it. I just love how this gives like such a nice glow with that shimmer that's in it. So let me just spray my face. Okay, lastly, we're gonna do the lips. So I have my Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink, and it's in the shade Voyager. I'm debating. This stuff is very beautiful, very bold. Do I use a lip liner? I wanted to try, if I do use a lip liner, I was going to try this one. It's the Kat Von D lip liner. And it's in the shade Vampira 70. That's how that looks. I'm kind of scared too, I'm not going to lie. Do these go together? What do you guys think? Are those... I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to go for it. Okay. I'm going to go for it and we'll just hope for the best. So I'm going to start off with this Kat Von D lip liner. I'm going to line my lips up. Okay, so there's the bottom lip. And now we'll do the top. I've said this before, I'm not the best at doing lip liner. Okay. And I hope I chose the right shade for this. So now let's go ahead and because this looks a little red and I thought it was looking a little bit more burgundy. This is really a burgundy color. I don't know, I might have to redo it, but we're just gonna try it. Maybe this looked more, it's looking more red when I put it on. I thought it was more like a burgundy color, but it's working, right? Oh, this is hard to, this applicator is kind of difficult. I did picture this more of a burgundy color, but I'm not mad at it. It is still very pretty. I'm gonna add a second layer. So that's how we're looking, you guys. Once this dries up, it'll be a very matte lip. It's pretty. It's really pretty. Oh, I forgot you can't, until it dries, like you're not supposed to do what I just did. So let me fix that. Okay. Here is how we're looking with the final look. Don't rub your lips together until this is completely dry. I made that mistake before and it like, I don't know what the word is. It like pills or breaks up or something, but you'll be missing chunks of it. It's kind of hard to explain. But you probably know what I'm talking about. This stuff, once it dries, it will last you all day. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. I do like it. And it won't transfer on anything. You can see it's not like on my teeth or anything like that. But this is the final look. I wanted to try to do some little like fall look. Like I said, this lip looks so much more red in camera, but it is much more of a burgundy color once it dries down and when you see it off camera. So I did kind of consider it like a fall type of shade. Like it would go really good in fall. It'd even go great for the holidays as well. But yeah, that is the look. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And as always, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.